Here's KATC Chief Meteorologist Rob Perillo.
Welcome back. Well, the busy part of the tropical season, which normally kicks in the latter part of August going into September, already kicking. Here we are in the third week of July, going into the fourth week, and we have another named system on the way in the Gulf of Mexico. It's a depression, and it's going to become a tropical storm more than likely. Not a big one, not a major event, but it's going to be a rainmaker, especially in Texas, but here locally as well. So here we go in the satellite imagery out in the Gulf of Mexico. When we showed you this earlier, the hurricane hunters were out there, found pretty low pressures, but not enough convection to really justify upgrading this to a tropical storm. They were out here when it would look like this. Now we're starting to see some convection wrapping around the center of this system. So now we officially have tropical depression number 7. Now we'll have number 8 rather. This was number 7. This is tropical storm Gonzalo. It's soon to be the first hurricane of the Atlantic season. And then coming off the African coastline, another disturbance that the Hurricane Center will be talking about with time, and we think that has an excellent chance of developing as well. Now, first off, Gonzalo, this is going to become a hurricane, we think, by this time tomorrow. As it approaches the windward and leeward islands, it may begin to weaken, but nonetheless, hurricane watches have been posted for portions of the eastern Caribbean, and normally the Caribbean sees kind of a little bit of a deathbed for tropical systems in July, and this system is going to be working its way into dry subsidence air, maybe some wind shear as well. So the Hurricane Center weakening, and this may eventually dissipate, but nonetheless, we'll keep an eye on it as it will become a hurricane and will remain a formidable system, but it's a small system. That's why we think it is susceptible to weakening down the road. So we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, tropical depression number 8 is just about south of Mobile in the central Gulf of Mexico. The forecast track to the west-northwest, then to turn more westerly with time, but it is expected to become a tropical storm by Friday morning. If so, the name is going to be Hannah, making landfall somewhere along the mid-Texas coastline. We have tropical storm watches from High Island, Texas, down to Port Mansfield, down through South Texas. Kind of surprised we don't see at least maybe a little bit of a tropical storm watch for Cameron Parish, but we'll see how that plays out. But nonetheless, tides are going to come up along the coast a couple of feet, and the winds are going to be gusting offshore. That remains to how strong, that remains to be seen. And for us locally, we're more concerned about the rainfall of this system as it slowly works its way toward the Texas coastline. So let's take a look at the NAM model here, and we'll put it in motion. And going into tomorrow, quiet at least through the midday period, but then those tropical rain bands start moving in, kind of associated with the outer part of our tropical depression, which could become a tropical storm down the line. Going into Friday, that's when we're going to see better chances of squally showers and thunder showers and some locally heavy rainfall in spots, and that's going to continue into Saturday as well. Things quiet down perhaps in the evening, but kick back up as we go into Saturday. Here's the rainfall through Sunday. You can see the European model really likes to hit the mid to lower Texas coast with the big rainfall going into Texas. Now, locally, we're going to see several inches of rain here as we go over the next 10 days. Lots of deep tropical moisture is going to linger, so several inches of rain. This is just through 10 days, so it's a long period, but we do expect a kind of a soaking wet pattern down the line, and got to be careful with all that heavy rainfall offshore. This forecast could change in the next day or two, so we'll be watching that. Isolated shower out there, that's pretty much over with. 76 the low, 91 the high tomorrow. We'll go with rain chance at 60%, and then as we go into Friday, Saturday, it's not going to rain all day long, but there's excellent odds you're going to see tropical showers and thunder showers several times for both of those days at some period during the day, and rain chances staying high as once that system makes landfall, still plenty of tropical moisture in place. So a wet pattern, but it won't be hot with temperatures mostly below 90 after tomorrow. That's it for weather. We'll be right back right after this.